it's me, Black Red Mini Plays, and today I'm going to be reading another chapter of the story. So this is actually part 4. I'll try and make the last video of something different. I might even be able to do an extra 4th video, but I don't know. Star Wars might have to wait for another day, especially if it needs to patch, because I haven't got time to wait for that to patch. So I don't know, I really wanted to do part 7 of the good Star Wars, but that might have to wait. Anyway, let's continue. Dear Hairball, I know you probably won't read this, but you have to give it a try. I'm sorry for everything, for not standing up for you, for not telling my father to, and I'm sorry because you're not any of these things. You're sweet, kind, funny, and adorable and unique. And I don't deserve your all. I'm a person who makes a lot of mistakes, but this is the biggest mistake in my life. You light up my world. I need you back. Please forgive me. I know I promised it before, but I mean it this time, please. I don't know if you read my text message because this is the 100th one. I've got no response. Just let me know you're okay. 10 minutes later. Lewis, I'm done. It's been a good 5 months. Whatever we had, it's over. Well, we all know you don't care about me, and I'm 100% sure you don't love me. Don't pity me. I'm completely fine. Go on with your life. You don't need me. I'm just a waste of time. And it's Harry. I read that before throwing my phone against the wall, making it shatter. Making me refer to him as Harry really hurt my heart. He had to believe me. It's been 5 months, 5 long months of crying and depression. It's been so hard for me not to drive over to his house and beg him. I knew he needed some space, but there's something that's telling me I need to drive down to his house today. I knew my father had the key and I needed to get out. Yeah, that's right, except school. And that was under strict supervision from my teachers. My father locked me in the house basically. He said I could finish up the year and then I will go to the other stupid school. He doesn't trust me, but I have to get the key. I need it. I opened my door. I creaked downstairs. It was surprisingly sitting on the table alone. I went to grab it when I stopped. Lewis, what are you doing? My father asked, sitting down on the newspaper. Okay, you caught me. I wanted to go sneak out and meet this really hot girl. I'd lied, making my stomach twist. He looked at me surprised. Oh well, have fun. He smiled, dropping the key in my hand. I'm glad you changed, he responded, opening up his paper. Stunned, I grabbed and unlocked the door. Stupid, as I walked out in a breath of relief, I ran to my car, getting slightly damp as it was snowing. I got into the car and it was freezing. I started it up. To my luck, no ice was in the driveway, so I started driving to Harry's. Actually, I was around the corner from his house. I started contemplating whether to go or not, but then I was already getting out of the car. I ran to the front door, ringing the bell, knocking rapidly. He wasn't answering. I started to worry. Maybe he knows it's me, and that's why he's not answering. Harry, I yelled. No response. He grabbed my key. I grabbed the key from under the flower pot. I remember he told me about unlocking the door. Harry, I need to talk to you, I shouted, still getting no response. I frantically ran to the living room. I saw the scariest sight. Harry, I screeched, not being able to comprehend the scene. I ran over to a pail. His moved slightly to his neck. I saw 3 cuts on that were very wide. What did you do? Did you do? I asked, shaking him. He groaned, showing more too. Now, I was never good with blood and I felt like I was going to throw up, but I swallowed the bowl in the throat and I lifted Harry off the couch, bringing him to my car. Harry, don't close your eyes. You need to stay awake, I demanded as he squinted his eyes. Lewis? Yeah, it's me. You're going to stay awake. Don't close your eyes, I said, putting in the passenger seat and buckled him up. I jumped into the driver's seat and I started driving down the road. I shakingly took a glance at him, and his eyes were closed. The tears burned my eyes at the thought of him not living. Harry, what? He's he squealed. I started. Get up, please. I'm trying, he whined. When I parked in the hospital, I grabbed him, holding him close to my chest. While trying not to slip on the ice, I ran screaming for a nurse. Tears running down my face. I could have sworn I was in a movie. I saw a nurse run in the hallway with a stretcher. I gently put him still gripping my shirt. Lewis, he yelled, his eyes frantically clinging to me. Sir, let go, the nurse yelled fractionally. It's okay. Let go. They're not going to hurt you, darling, I soothed, softly prying his arms from my shirt. He said, let go, as she wheeled him down the hall, worried if he would live. I sat in the waiting room, nervously twiddling my thumbs. So they keep on twiddling them thumbs. Da-dee-da-dum. Keep on twiddling them thumbs. All these are about One Direction as well. I sat in the wait. Probably read that. I just got distracted writing a song. I had been waiting for 2 hours. I was getting ready to cry again, but I didn't understand why he would do that to himself. Lewis, the lady at the desk called. I was already at the desk. You can go in and see him now, but don't get him worked up. He's not in stable condition, and I'm not sure if he can talk yet. Room 35, she stated, and I thanked her for finding the room. As I entered and saw the doctors thrown away a shot in the container. What are all these about? One Direction people, don't know. I don't know if they even have autism. I just wanted to read this because autism. He should be waking up. I just gave him some pain meds and I cleared his stomach of all pain medication. He took on his own, he said, walking out. Pain medication? I looked Harry and my heart was being torn to shreds. He had 2 IVs, one in each arm, as well as his wrist. He looked vulnerable and helpless. He looked a ghostly pale. I ran to his side, grabbing his hand in mine. I squeezed it softly as tears started to run down my face, and surprisingly he squeezed back. Harry, I whispered. Getting excited, he made a gulping sound, but slowly opened his eyes. Put my head on his cheek. He patted my hair. I wiped my tears, thanking God he was still alive. I don't know what I would have done. Can I lay with you? I choked out. He nodded his head, giving me a small smile. I needed to be with him so badly. I carefully climbed up, best not to hurt him or move his IVs. I cuddled him to my chest. He cuddled back to the best of his ability. I buried my face in his curls, breathing in his scent. I would have missed it. He was all of a sudden started coughing, making me worry again. Harry, are you all right? Do I need to call the nurse? Do you want some water? I frankly asked. He just shook his head and pressed his lips on mine. It took me by complete surprise. I thought he was still mad at me. He whispered as he smiled at me. You do? Don't talk. Your throat is still healing, I scolded. He just rolled his eyes. I'm so glad you're all right. I don't know what I would have done without you. I started to doze off with him in my arms. Lewis, I heard him groan. I frankly woke up and saw him pouring his throat. What's wrong? Throat hurts, he spitting out. I'm calling the nurse, I said, accidentally falling out the bed. I heard him whine. Are you okay? I'm fine, just be quiet, I said, pressing the assistance button on the wall. The nurse ran and took one look to grab a shot of the counter. She injected the long needle into his neck, making him make a sound that sounded like a scream. I ran over to him, petting his mop of curls. He was crying, but soon started to fade. Sir, you're going to have to leave, she demanded. No, I'm not leaving him. Do you want him to die? She asked. When I was outside, she pulled down the blinds so I couldn't see in. Other nurses and doctors pulled me out of the way, running into the room. I was shaking. I heard yelling and the machine noise was coming from a room. Is he going to be okay? He's got to be. I need my Harry. 2 more hours later. A sweaty doctor came out of his room. Lewis, is he okay? Is he alive? He's safe, right? Everything's okay, I demanded. Yes, everything is all right. We thought the cuts weren't that deep, but they were. So he started to choke on his own. But that's okay. We had to give him... He's fine. My stomach turned upside down at the thought of his pretty skin stitched up. I got up and tried to walk to the room when I was stopped. You can't go in yet. But I pushed him out the way. He looked worse. His stitches were clearly visible, making their way around his neck. He was still pale, maybe paler. His eyes snapped around open. He tried to call my name. All that came out was a hoarse. He looked scared. I tried to get up, but I ran over to push him down. He looked at me with worrying, patting my cheek. Then all of a sudden he went limp, and I noticed the doctor was throwing away a shot. Why did you do that for? I yelled at him. This is why I didn't want you in here. He was gonna get all worked up and loosen. Maybe then. Do you want? He warned. I sent him angrily, ignored, walking out the room. Harry, I whimpered, fixing his curls. My paw. I heard the doctor's voice again. Harry's mother is on her way. I'll send her in. He said, closing the door. His mother, the one who abandoned him, the one who didn't care for him. I thought maybe she died or something. All of a sudden I heard the door open and a protective arm on Harry's chest. I didn't know if it was a dangerous girl. A young girl into the room. I think you're wrong, I muttered. Can't be, this is my Harry, she demanded. My jaw dropped. She can't be. She looks around 30. Harry's 17. How is that possible? She had Harry at 13. How old are you? I asked. Well, it's none of your business. What are you doing in my son's room? Sorry, I've got to take a break. I feel lightheaded. Okay, I'm back. Oh, that's none of your business. What are you doing in my son's room? She scolded, walking over to his side. She patted his hair, very doggish like. And I got time to get a good look at her. She looked like him in girl form. She was pretty, wavy light brown hair, green eyes, and the same nose and lips like him. Oh, stupid Harry. So dumb, she muttered. I gasped, surprised at her words. He's not dumb. He's very smart, I defended. Then why would he go and do something that stupid? Maybe because you weren't there to stop him, I shot back, and she looked at me in bewilderment. How do you know this? Who are you? I'm his best friend. I didn't know if he still wanted to tell his mum or not. I didn't want the one to tell. Friend? Best friend? He's got no friends. She laughed. I looked at the woman confused, and how she could be cute, sweet, gentle. Harry's mother. I heard a quiet groan coming from Harry. His eyes slowly slanted open. He looked at me with a small smile. Then he looked to the right at his mother, and the smile disappeared. Harry, she gushed, kissing his face. Mum, he whispered. Yes, I'm back. I'm glad you're okay. I couldn't believe the words she was speaking. She's lying straight to his face. I met your friend, Lewis. He's a very nice boy. Friend? He choked, confused but happy. She yelled, making him recoil. Don't yell at him, I yelled at her. I'm his mother. I can do whatever I please. Harry, this is unacceptable. You can't be gay. He can be whatever he wants, I yelled at her. I'm talking to my son, not you. You probably dirtied his mind. I remember when he had a pure mind. You belong in hell, she said, disgusted. My anger was getting the best of me. I was about to curse her out when Harry interrupted me. Mum, how dare you say that about Lewis? And he was there for me more than you've ever been. He takes care of me and loves me back, and you can't accept that. The door is right there. He whispered, angry. I was so grateful that he was defending me, unlike I did him. She looked angrier than ever and distraught. Harry, I'm sorry. I don't know what's gotten into me. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. She started crying. I didn't believe it, but Harry, being the loving, forgiving person he is, gave her a look of empathy. It's okay, Mum. I understand. I'm sorry I have to spurge this on you so quick. I should have known you would act like this. I'm sorry for yelling, he coughed, patting her back. His voice sounded horrible. It was about to tell him to stop talking when she drastically fell into his arms with a loud wail. It was ridiculous how fake it was. I just rolled my eyes, but Harry brought into it after she wiped her fake tears. She wiped her eyes and told him she had to go and that she'd be waiting for him at home. And he was absolutely delighted at that notion. I wasn't angry. She was playing him like cards. Isn't this great, Lewis? He asked. No, I muttered. Why? He whispered, looking sad. I ultimately felt guilt for saying that to him. He had no mother, for goodness sake. He's happy to have her back, even if I'm not. I was joking. I faked a laugh. His face brightened up again. I think you should stop talking. The doctor said it will help your neck heal. Okay, I just wanted to say that I'm sorry. My mum said those nasty things about you. I know she didn't mean it. He smiled. My heart swallowed back at him being so cute. Even without trying, I leaned back and kissed him, petting his curls. Can I lay? I whispered. I looked at the cloak. It was late. He nodded his head. I carefully slipped on his wrist, but I put my covers. As he nuzzled his head into my chest, I wrapped my arms around him. Feeling peaceful, I leaned down and started to kiss his stitches softly. Adorable. 1 kiss is smart, 2 kisses sweet, 3 kisses lovely, 4 kisses mine, 5th kiss. About 2 weeks went by, and he was finally allowed to go home. Till then, I was practically lived at the hospital, only leaving to go get food at fast food places I could go to, as I couldn't go back to my house, but I already knew my father would be furious. And I didn't want to leave Harry, but for those 2 weeks he anticipated seeing his mother. She told him she'd be there. I can't wait to see my mum, Harry said excitedly. I could despise that woman. Yeah, you ready to go, Lovey? I asked, poking his adorable nose. He nodded his head, grabbing my hand, leading me out the door. We both said goodbye to Nancy, a lady at the desk. We walked out, holding hands, into a car. As he got in the car, I heard a surprised squeal. Lewis, what's this? He asked, holding up a small leather box. I ran around the other side, holding him close. It's a promise ring. It's a promise ring, I meant. Read what it says. I said, opening the case, revealing a silver ring. I love you, my Harry, forevermore. Always in my heart, Lewis. He sniffed, making me feel a joy on my side. Lewis, I'm so happy. Oh my God, I don't know what to say, he cried. I wiped away his tears. My thumb. He gave a smile. I just wanted to show how much. I said, you make me so happy, he sighed, putting his head on mine. You make me happy and you don't ever hurt you. Okay. Promise me under promise, Rig, I demanded. Fine. I want to go home so I can see my mom. He started pecking me up on the lips. Climbing into the car, I grabbed some explicit language to myself about Harry's mom. As I got into the car, I pulled out the parking lot and I saw Harry admiring his new ring. He looked at it as if it was the best thing ever. I can't believe you got me this, he gasped, tracing the engraved words with his fingers. I'd do anything for you. Do you really love me? Thank God the hospital was close to his house, because I almost crashed the car. But of course, you made me think I wouldn't. Well, Harry, I know you being autistic isn't that bad, or it doesn't seem. It's harder to deal with, he explained, messing with his ring. Look, I got bullied all through my life. I'm not exaggerating. Every day it was the stuttering, or not being smart, or just being me. In the middle of school, I tried being myself. And that's when the bullying started. Then I tried to be something I wasn't. I acted cocky and stupid. Of course that didn't work. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't care anymore. He shrugged his shoulders. He was pretty okay with this while I was over here blurting like a child. Luckily we were at his house and we were parked in the driveway. Why are you crying? Harry concerned. How could anyone do this to you? You're so perfect, sweet, caring and nice. At first he said, how could people even look in the mirror. I assure you I'm not perfect. But now you're here, I'm happy. I'm so glad you came, because I don't know how much I could have taken. He muttered, making me cry harder. I sobbed, but then I ever had, and Harry patted me back. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you cry. You didn't do anything. You didn't deserve any of that, and all the things they said, it wasn't true. You don't understand how much I love you, Harry. I'll always be there. I sobbed in his shoulder. It's okay, Lewis. No, it's not. I'm fine, he assured me. I didn't fully understand him, but I didn't want to talk about it anymore. So I just kissed him, probably really hard. When I let him go, his cheeks were a deep red, and he was gasping for air. Whoa, he breathed. Whoa, you didn't like it? I did. What else do you like? Changing. One second I was crying, the next, I don't know why didn't you find out? I joked, well, he didn't like that, so he pushed up. He, wrapped I've never seen this side of Harry, but no, well, we'll see about that. I really don't want to have to put my fan on during my video. My head just feels weird for some reason. Maybe I should have read something else or done a different part of the video, because for some reason I feel weird. He started training. Yeah. Let's see what bit's safe to read. I'm just reading my head until I can find a bit that isn't inappropriate to read. He opened the door, letting the cool air blow into the car. He was getting ready to get out when I stopped him. Hey, could you release me first? I laughed. I shook trying to get circulation going. I looked into my right, and Harry and I had already gone inside. I chucked, shaking my head. He was really excited to see that woman. I closed the door and went inside. Mum, Mum, he yelled. I followed the voice. He was in the living room. She's not here, he said, turning around. I saw single tears fall down from his face and ran to comfort him. Don't cry, I soothed. I can't, he sobbed in my chest. I rubbed his back and kissed the top of his head. I'm sure she just lost track of time or something. I tried. He shook his head. She promised, at 2, and it's 4, he gurgled. I know, I said. It hurts, he muttered. I curled him into my chest. I know nothing he had to say could help the situation. Was so excited, he hiccuped. Anger boiled inside of me at his mother. How could she do this to him? Abandon him again? I don't cry anymore. I promise she'll be here. Don't worry, I assure you, he nodded his head. Do you want pizza? We haven't had pizza in a while, I offered. He agreed. Okay, I'll order it. And I kinda need a new pair of boxers. Okay, he giggled. I put him down so he could get the boxers. I could order a pizza. He gave me the boxers and went into the bathroom to change. I took off my shirt because I was feeling hot and came out the bathroom. His eyes were widened at the sight of me shirtless. I just laughed. I sat down with him and I pulled up my phone. Do you like what you see? TV allowing us to watch. I haven't watched TV in a long time. I clicked onto the ABC Family app and it showed The Fosters was on. We decided to watch it. I love this show. He excited got up to get the pizza. I paid for it and brought it into the living room. Harry was absolutely engrossed in the show by the second season. It was a marathon, only looking away to grab pizza. It was really adorable, so I gave him a big wet kiss on the cheek. Ew, it was so wet, he whined. I decided not to. You don't like. No, I see how it is. You always, I grabbed a slice of cheesy pizza. Before I knew it, it was gone. I feel fat, he giggled. Why, you're so perfect. I just ate four pieces of pizza. One, we didn't eat it all day. Two, I ate six. If anything, I'd be the fat one. But it's okay, 'cause you've got muscles and everything, and I just have fat, he mumbled, scrunching his eyes, poking at his stomach. Oh, please. Harry, have you looked in the mirror? You have everything. Muscles, the looks, personality, the brains. You muttered. You, he muttered. I softly hissed him on the lips, and we were rudely interrupted. Harry, I'm home, I heard an annoyingly high-pitched voice to say. Wait, am I supposed to be reading this, or was there no time? Mum, he said, pulling away from me to race to the front door. I followed close behind, while quickly putting on a shirt and pants. Hey, Harry, darling, I'm so glad to see you. You're looking so much better, she squealed, kissing his cheeks. I rolled my eyes. Oh, go get my bag, she snapped at her fingers. Harry looked as surprised as me. Did she just snap at me? He obeyed, walking out to her car. Hey, Lewis, she piped. Don't hey Lewis me. You know you were late, like 4 hours, and he was really upset. Then you have the nerve to snap at him. He's not a dog, I growled at her. He's my son. I can do whatever I want with him, she snapped. Listen, you could. I stated as Harry walked in with the bags. If he heard me, he'd probably get mad at me for calling her. I reached out to help Harry when he stopped me. No, Harry, bring them up to my room, she ordered, snapping her fingers again. I grabbed the bags out of Harry's hands, throwing them onto the ground. Next time you snap your fingers at him, I snap your neck, I growled. She gasped, bursting into fake tears. Was that a threat? She cried annoyingly. I might add I rolled my eyes for like the 100th time. Mom, he gasped, running over to me when I stood alone like an idiot. Are you all right, Lewis? Didn't mean it. He glared at me. That was the first time. He usually didn't get mad at me. I'd feel better if he left, she groaned, looking at me. I looked at Harry, and he looked at me with it. You should probably listen to her. Look. Leave my house, she repeated. While Mum, she slapped him in the face hard. The memories from my mum getting slapped by my father flooded back to my mind. Before I could think, I pushed her down, running to Harry. She fell on the ground, on the floor with a big thud. Are you okay? I asked, worried. He gave no answer. He had a blank look on his face, but his bottom lip was trembling. Get out! How dare you push me down? A lady! Leave right now! Harry, I tried. Get out, he said. What? I said in surprise. I'm Harry, his witch mother laughed. Get out, he said, taken back. I looked at him in confusion. Harry. You hurt my mother. I did it for you. I didn't mean to hurt her. Just leave, Lewis, he ordered. I looked at him with tears stinging in my eyes as I walked out the door, slamming it. How could he do this to me, kick him out just because his mother had a fit? I was defending him. What's happened to him? It's that evil mother of his. I got in my car and decided to drive around town, and an hour later I drove to the store for a bag of chips just because I was feeling bad for myself. I got to the store and I felt even worse. I remembered this is where Harry worked. I hope I didn't see him. I was still upset. I quickly grabbed my bag of chips and on my way to the cash registers. When I stopped, somebody wrapped their arms around my waist. No, it was Harry, so I moved my arms and kept walking. Lewis, he armed. I kept walking and got to line. Lewis, please. I was next in line and I scanned my chips and walked out the store. Lewis, I'm sorry. I heard him tear up. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. And I turned around and I saw Harry sniffling without a coat in the snow. I barely see him shivering, but he didn't move. I felt heartless just to stay there alone, so I slowly walked over to him, and he gave me a small smile. Doesn't make sense. Explain, I simply said. I'm really sorry, Lewis. I don't know what happened. I just felt pressured. It's just she's back, and I'd do anything to keep her happy, even break up with me. No, of course not. She couldn't pay me to do that, he said, looking down. I'm really sorry, Lewis. It never happened. It will never happen again, I promise, he whimpered. I gave in and hugged him. I was just afraid. Of what? I believed in you. I squeezed him tighter. Never promise Never, I promised on the promise ring, he said. So why are you here? I thought you were taking a break from work. I was, but my mom wanted me to go to work. I had a shift tonight. She wanted me to make money. Anger slightly boiled inside of me, but I pushed it away. He had just got out of the hospital. Pick me up, he asked so instantly, wrapping his. Of course. My problem, he kissed. Harry, you're needed in aisle 10. Oh, am I interrupting something? I heard Daniel ask. I wasn't sure if it was so innocent or not. No, I was just leaving, I said through the gritted teeth. Harry could clearly see I was upset. Well, I mean, from the fist and the gritting teeth. How could you? He gave me a quickly on the lip reassurance. He walked away with Daniel at his side. Before they walked inside, could have sworn Daniel gave me a quick little smirk. I walked to my car, blown out of steam with jealousy, but I trusted Harry and I knew that he didn't like Daniel. I would never betray me. He promised on the promise ring. Well, this one has got long as well. What chapter have we got to do whenever we decide to do it again? So 20 out of 33, and I don't know what the new story's supposed to be. If that's like a sequel to all this, I don't know. I just hope I remember that I'm on chapter 20 and then I can continue next time. Because I'm going to try and make the last video not of this. I really do regret reading this story and I'm not sure if I want to continue it. The fact that it made me feel lightheaded. I still kind of feel lightheaded right now. It's really bad because I've still got one more video left to do and I feel really weird. I think I've thought too much into that story. Especially since I had to avoid most of it, but I didn't expect it to be so dark. But just to say that something that I should have said in the last video, that I don't think it's a sin what their parents think are sins, because I support LGBT, but in this story I had to say some things that I wouldn't say because it was on the story. So just to clear that up. But next time we will read whatever's next. Just want to have a sneak peek. It looks like he was forgiven. I don't even like One Direction. And I have to read this, but it's because it's about autism. Because it's about autism, I feel like I should read it. You know, there's probably one that isn't about them that might be a little bit better. And maybe I'll be able to find another one. So sadly, I might not be able to finish this one, even though I feel like I should, because we're nearly done. But I don't know, because of how it made me feel. I'm acting like a right coward right now. I shouldn't have thought about it too hard, because that's when problems occur. As long as that insect isn't biting on me, because that's the reason it's biting on my injection and making it worse. But thanks for watching. Bye!
Me too,